And today I'll be building the Kubernetes controller for Embedchain apps. So there's a repo scrolling down there. If you want to follow along, that repo has all the information, all the code, link to the first part if you want to watch that or not. But basically, last time I built the images or the image, I guess, and I did initialize the controller, and that's where I left it. So this is where I'll continue and try to build the Kubernetes controller. So let's do it. So I stopped at this one. So we had a bunch of code that was generated, but we haven't looked at it. So the way that I'll do this is, let me close this and make it a little bit bigger. I'll probably go through either, so I found this article on enix.io, trying to find who the author is, Paul. So Paul wrote this article using Cube Builder. He's using Cube Builder to build a controller. So I just started like slowly reading through this, but let me see what we've actually done. I don't know if we've created a controller already or not. Let me see. So we did. So we created an API with the group AI apps and Embedchain. He was passing in here controller equals true. So I don't know. I don't think I passed that in, but I don't think it matters necessarily. I think we did get a controller created. So let's just look around a little bit. So the nice thing about Cube Builder is that it scaffolds a lot of stuff for you, so you don't have to worry about that. Samples. Oh, there you go. So we have the Embedchain app, we have the API version, we have that kind, just some labels, right? And then we can add the fields that we want here. And then our controller is here. Yeah, so the point is this reconcile function. This is where we basically define what we want to happen once the Embedchain app YAML is deployed or resources deployed to the cluster or updated or whatnot. So we'll have to write some code here to basically just trying to make it very simple to create. Oh yeah, so this was thinking on how the research should look like, but I'm trying to find. So basically, we'll have to create the deployment, right, and create the service. And then we'll have to figure out how do we deal with secrets. So maybe I think we can make it in a way where the secret is required, right? And then because we do have like a config reference and a secret reference, so we can make these two fields. Well, we'll make them required anyway, but what I meant is users will have to create the secret and the config map beforehand and then deploy the Embedchain app. All right, so I was looking through this example. Let's see if we can follow this maybe. So new files. In this case, he's doing the pods controller. So he's not, that's why he's setting the resource here to false. He's basically saying, I also want a controller that's going to watch an existing resource already. I'm not going to think about this right now, but I don't think we're going to have anything like that, at least not in this moment. But yeah, and then you basically add the code and the reconcile. Generate files for you. Once the controls are implemented, we still need to generate the YAML files, install it. Okay, so types. So let's look at the types. So this is embed types. Okay. All right, so edit this file. Yes. Oh, okay, there you go. So this is where we define spec. Okay, and the spec is here. So this is where we're going to implement. what was my example here? Something like this, right? I'll just start with config ref and secret ref for now, and then we can expand it to like think of the sources if we want to do and have them automatically be applied, or just at the beginning, just have the API that's exposed and start with that. So, okay. Annotations. Oh, okay. You can do the namespace one. So cube builder. So where is this? So these annotations describe how. Okay, so these are the annotations on this guy here. So these annotations describe how the resource is scoped. So in his case, he has the scope set to cluster. Indicates that the cache images are not namespaced. The stuff that he's working on, our stuff will be namespaced because we'll be creating deployments, right? Other annotations are available. You can add columns to display during a kubectl get thanks to the annotation print column. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. We can do that. This is going to be interesting. So we can show which secret and which config map that specific Embedchain app is linked to, right? So let's try and do that. And I haven't done Go in a long time. So this might be a Go tutorial as well. So let's say, so I think we need a struct, right? So we'll call it struct. No, we'll say config ref spec. Let's call it spec. And this one will have, yeah, perfect. Config map name is the name of the config map that contains the configuration. Okay, let's go with that one. Maybe, what if we do, yeah, let's do it this way. Then I'm trying to prematurely optimize things, but this is going to be one, and then we'll have secret ref spec name. So secret name, and I think this one might have a namespace as well, right? But we'll assume that it's in the same namespace for now. Okay, so let's have it this way. And then over here, we'll have config ref exactly. So config ref is of type config ref spec. And how do we, so what is the omit empty? Let's see. Group controller, cube builder, make a field required, right? Because we don't want users to, okay, sets the default value, required. Specify that this field is required if fields are optional by default. Specify that this field, okay, so we do it to make it required. We'll do this on the field, right? Oops, it has to be like this, right? Let's see, maybe without a space. And like this, right? We don't want to omit if it's empty, right? Well, it can be empty, so it doesn't really matter, I think. Yeah, because this is the validation is going to kick in. All right, so same thing for the secret. Secret ref, what am I missing? Ref, there I go, like this. All right, so we have the resource without this. So let me move this down here. I hope the fonts are big enough. If not, let me know. But yeah, so we have this, and I think this is more than enough to get started with. And we don't need foo. And the thing that I was looking at is, so we can use this print column to specify which field do we want to show when someone does kubectl get Embedchain app, right? It would be nice to show, hey, this is the name of the app, this is the config map that it's referencing, and this is the secret that it's referencing. So let's see. Print column. Actually, let me look at here. Print. Was it? No. Oh, this is validation. So it's not validation. So we'll do. I gotta search it from here. Oh, how do I go to the home page? Search, print column. Oh, nothing? Show the column. Additional, there you go. Okay, so starting, yes. Okay, there you go. So print column alias. Okay, so we do it on the struct itself. So on here, we can say, let's make this like this. Whoops. So we want to show both the namespace and the name. Can we combine? Let's see. I don't think we can combine, but anyway, let's do it. So cube builder plus cube builder, print column, name is ConfigMap, type is string, JSON pad. Okay, so this is going to print the value of the name. I'm just thinking, how do we do, if you can combine multiple, oh, is it with the space? With the comma? Description. No, there's like a description priority, right? Status, scale, multiple versions. Okay, let's do cube builder. How to combine multiple columns and print column. There you go. Okay. Populate. Maybe it's JSON path. Oh, looks like. All right, looks like this one. Oh, additional printer columns, create a list. Yeah, it looks like this got stale and closed. All right, not going to worry about it. Let's do just one, and then we'll figure out if needed later. And it's same here, same thing here. So name, so we'll just call it secret, and this will be secret ref, and then dot name, right? All right, so let's see if we can build it. I'm gonna go here. So if makes generate is automatically. Okay, the second command is make manifests. So this will generate the definition, and you can use that to install. Yeah, so because we need the CRD definition that we can install on the cluster. So I am in a controller folder, and we'll do make generate, just to make sure that we don't have any errors. Oh, that looks good. And then make manifests. That looked good as well. Oh, it's here. Basis. Is it here? Might be here. Yeah. So Embedchain app. API version, description, config. Yeah, config. There you go. Namespace and name for the config ref, right? Looks like that's what it is. Okay, so what else is he doing? So he's creating a webhook with create and mute. To do this, we normally use create webhook. However, we have some cube builder does not support. Okay, so we can use webhook, but I'm just trying to see what can we do with the webhooks. Let's go here. Group, adding a new API. Maybe I should have read this first to make sure we're designing it properly, but this is just a proof of concept anyway. Validating. Oh, there you go. Defaulting. Okay. If you want to implement admission, the only thing you need to do is implement the defaulter or the validator. Creating webhook server. Okay. So let's scaffold the webhooks. We'll need to run the following with defaulting and programmatic. So create webhook. Okay. Okay. The webhook manager. Okay. So default implements the webhook defaulter. So webhook will be registered for a type. Okay, so this is just setting the defaults for the resource, I guess. Okay, I don't think we. Okay, so this does the validation on updates and deletes. We probably need this. I'm assuming we wanted it. We want it. Maybe not right away, but at some point we would want to have this. Yeah, so let's do it. I can close this. So let me just remember what are the names that I've used. So I use the same thing. So domain, okay, group is AI apps, version is that. Okay, so let's go back here. And I'll just copy the command and then, so create webhooks, webhook, I'll paste it here. So create webhook, group is AI apps. I'm putting it here in the README in case anyone else ever wants to go through this again, or basically, to be completely honest, just for me, because I forget these things very quickly. All right, so let's do this. Okay. All right. Implement your new webhook and create manifests with, okay. So where did we go? Okay, so we have the webhook here. Yep, so defaulting logic. I don't think we have, since we'll be referencing or referring to a config map that has to exist beforehand. I don't think we actually have like a default stuff. But webhook. Is this, do they do the logs? Oh, okay, no, there's the log, right? So that's what's set up, Embedchain. So that's set up, set it up. Set up webhook with manager. It's here. Returns a new webhook builder for our resource, and then I guess complete the webhook. Okay. Okay, notice that we use cube builder markers to generate webhook. Okay, and the markers are this, right? Yeah. Okay, we use the defaulter. So defaulter, Embedchain, default implement. So webhook will register for a type. Okay, and this is where we would like, let me see what happens. So let's do default cube builder, default webhook cube builder. What if I expecting an existing resource to exist? How do we default? That's the question. Maybe we don't even need the defaulting one, right? Yeah, maybe we don't even need, I'll leave it like that for now. And validating, validate, create name, valid create, and this one is calling what? R validate. So, oh, they'd have this implemented somewhere already, right? Type validate cron job. Here, however, we just use the same shared validation. Okay, so there's the same validation and then nothing in delete. We're not doing anything in delete. And then for the create, I guess they are not doing anything on delete, right? So this is basically where you decide what you want to do. And where's the, then you would basically, okay, so let's do like this, right? Function our resource Embedchain app, right? And we'll do validate. And then this one returns an error if there is an issue, right? So for now, let's just return nil, meaning there's no errors. And we'll do to do implement the validation logic. So this is where we could check the validity of config ref and secret ref, right? I make sure they exist. But for now, let's just do the return it. But I'll do a log just so we know that it's being called. So Embedchain app log.info validate. Okay, looks good. All right, and then we're going to call it here. So this one returns any warnings if we wanted to return warnings or if we wanted to return errors, right? So these are two return types. And in this case, we'll just do r.validate. Same here, r.validate. And then on delete, we're not going to do anything. Not that we're doing anything on update or create either, but okay. Yeah, so what they're doing here, yeah, they're validating the name, the spec, right? And we can do it the same way, this way. I'll just copy this. Is there a, let me see. Actually, I can copy it here and say, for reference, check this. Okay. So let's go back to this one. So we have this and run tests. There's no tests, but hey, let's run them. Should all pass, I hope. Okay, it's going to download anything, and then we'll go and run it locally. Tests are taking longer than what's the building of like everything else. Oh, there you go. Probably because it's downloading stuff. Yeah. There you go. It all passed. Not a great coverage, 1.4%, but it's something. Okay, and now we can run it locally. Locally make run. Okay, I do have a Kubernetes cluster running from like 7 days ago, almost a week, right? Last week. So let me get the, I think I still have that deployment and service running. I guess we can keep it running. It doesn't hurt anyone. So let's do make run. So this is going to deploy everything to the cluster and fail. All right, let's see, why is it failing? Oh, certificate, running the manager. Okay, let's see. Info, error. Failed to get informer from cache. Failed to get API group resource. Oh, maybe I need to deploy the manifests, right? The CRDs. Yeah, there you go. Yes, yeah. So I think we have to deploy the CRDs. So let's make sure generate and then make manifest. I don't think it's going to change since we already did this anyway, and that's going to be in the config CRD bases, right? Folder. Yeah. So we need to deploy this guy. So we'll do apply config CRD bases. There might be a better way to do this, but -F. All right, and now I could do this Embedchain apps, right? There you go. Yeah. So now it recognizes, all right, we registered the CRD, we registered this custom resource, so we can use it as, like we can do, we can do explain right now because we don't have any, right? But we can list them, and we'll see once we create one that we'll be actually able to list it. All right, running it now, we can run it locally. I'm pretty sure there has to be a single command that does this, that like applies the latest CRD, and then, well, or maybe not, and then it fails. Okay, what else? What now? Info. Now it's timeout, waiting for Embedchain Informer to sync. So maybe we do need to implement something there. Let me see. I would expect this to just work. And it's failing on the cert as well. Let's go, not this one. Controller, right? Yeah, like this is what's watching the actual resource, but then why is it failing? Did all this. So reconcile, we're just returning an empty result. And then, yeah, this is the same. There's nothing there. So we created our own. Oh, maybe we need, actually, let's go back. No, we had that, right? Chain types. Okay, so we probably need this, right? Same like object and type, right? Okay. No, do I need this in the resource itself? Defines the desired stat. Oh, there it is. Okay, so this is our Embedchain. Never mind. Yeah, this is the equivalent of what I was looking at there. So why would this? Let's run make again. I'm just hoping it's not like my Go version or something. So it actually built it, right? So it built the controller, right? So if I would do go run cmd main, would this work? Well, it's gonna fail, right? Because it's not running in Kubernetes, but yeah, I mean, this makes sense. It fails because I'm not running in Kubernetes, but it fails for another reason, right? Problem running, error open, TLS cert file. All right, so let's see, why is this? Okay. Okay, because we had that webhook. Okay. Okay, so let's do this. It's because of the webhooks. That's why the make run is failing. So enable webhooks. Let's do this. We're not using them anyway, so. That's what it was. All right, so let me, I'll put this in the README because I know I'll forget. README, and down here we'll say to run it locally, make sure you have a Kubernetes cluster running and run this make run, right? And we'll say enable web, we're disabling the webhooks. Well, not because of that, but what is the actual reason, right? Oh, because because we need the certificates. So setting enable webhooks to false because the webhook requires a valid certificate, right? Yeah, because we're going. Okay, and this is just temporary, but okay, we have this running. So if I go here into a different terminal, just list stuff. Oops. Oh, is it not running it? Oh, I thought it was going to run it in a cluster. Oh, look, because it's running it outside. Okay, it's running it outside, right? Yeah, but if I would create a resource, I think that should work, right? Let's do this. And let's try deploying a basic resource. I have to change the kind, and kind is correct. Version, right? Version is something else. So let's do Embedchain apps. Where was that? That was up here. There I go. So version 1 group, right? So it's this. README, where is it? Oh, wrong README. So it would be like this, I think. Let's see. Okay. Spec. Oh, 2 spec fields. All right. That's an easy one to fix. We need a namespace. Okay. At least the validation is working, so that's good. The validation that we added as are those called annotations? I'm going to call them annotations. Where we basically said, oh, these are like the config stuff is required, right? Config and secret. So let's do namespace default. We could default to the namespace of whatever the resource we're deploying is in. Let's do this. There we go. Yay, we have the My App, Embedchain AI apps. I don't like the naming, but okay. So now we can list it, and now we get the name of the app, right? The namespace and the age. But I was expecting to see the the other columns as well. Remember the things that we said? Feels like I'm focusing on non-important stuff. kubectl. Oh, maybe because we get -a, right? So my app. No. Yeah, so I mean it is created. Not gonna worry why it doesn't print these out, but at least we can list the apps. It shows that the app was created, and now we can. Oh, I'll just delete it. So Embedchain apps, my app. There you go. So we deleted it, so it's gone. Oh, we could look at the logs as well. If there was there something. No, we didn't log anything. So all right, let's go and implement. Once this is deployed, what we want to do is we want to create that service and create the deployment. That's pretty much it. Should we? Yeah, let's just start with the deployment and then we'll figure it out. Okay, let's go to. No, types, not here. Where is it? So many files. Oh, internal controller. There it is. All right, so let's. Now what I wanted to do. Okay. All right. So what do we do here? So Reconcile is part of the Kubernetes. Aims to move the current state of the cluster to a desired state. Okay. So we're going to assume we're assuming it's a new object, right? So let's just do a new object, and then we'll have the log here. L, can do L, and then can we log something and say, there we go. Oh, like this, right? Yes. So if I do this and make run again, I think this will work. And what I'll do here is just save this in a separate file. We'll call it ec.yaml because we'll be deploying the same thing over and over again, at least for a couple of times. So apply f ec.yaml. It's not here. Oh, apply ec.yaml created echo. Yeah, so we got the log here, right? It recognized for reconciliation. Yeah, and then because we're getting it from the context that was passed in, that's why we get all the name of the controller, the kind, the name of the app, right? The namespace and all those things. All right, so we need to create a Kubernetes deployment. Use the object using the values from the Embedchain object that we got in. And that one is it in the request? Name. Is it? I don't know where it's coming from, but we'll see. Let's see if, yes. Okay. All right, so let's do, whoops. Deployment. Yep. Yeah, let's just do it very like this. We're basically copying or recreating what's here, right? Name, namespace. So namespace should come from request.namespace, right? And name should be ec_app dash. How do you format strings in? Is it fmt dot? Oh man, it is format, right? And then printf, right? Like this, I think. Yes. So name is going to be ec_app and whatever the name is. This is, let's do to do. There should be a random string, at least a part of it should be random, right? So maybe like this. So name dash, and then random. Oops, let's do it here. Random string. Create a random string. So random string. All right, well, let's go with that, and we'll figure out how to create a random string. I would expect that there's a cube builder, create a random string for resource names. It has to be something. There's an example here. No, these are all, oh, there you go. Reconcile. So, okay, so let's see what they have here. Down here, right? So reconcile, container set. This might be a different version. Yeah, it looks like this is a different version. Let's go find it here. Component, there it is. Implement the control. Oh, it's not much here. No. It's only talking about running and deploying. So component config reference. Is there like there's a tutorial, but there's not much code there, right? I see. Create an API. All right. Anyway. Oh, this is where they're creating a deployment here as well. Oh, so is this, what is R? So R is, oh, so we can try to get the resource, right? Just an object for the given object key of the query must. Oh, so this will give us an empty, like this will actually give us the app. Oh, if we're trying to reconcile it, right? And creating new versus updating. Let's see, where do I have get? Oh, okay. So you do this. Okay, so app instance is this. You pass in the app instance here, and this is an error, and then you say if there is an error. All right, so let's see. So if there's an error, request object could have been deleted after an object was deleted, nothing to do. Error reading, requeue the request. But I thought this one would. Okay, I guess this is, well, we'll see. I'm not really sure what this get does. Okay. So it does give us the app instance. Okay. So if there's an error, we'll fail if there's an error. If there's no error, the app instance will actually, like this, right? Instance dot. So we can do, so we'll do reconciling. Let's do it here. Just want to validate my thinking, but I think that's what we're doing here. I'll comment this out for now. And over here, there we go, like this. Oh, is it a different? Oh, it's request.namespace name. Okay, so it's app instance. So it's trying to get, I guess, the resource. And then over here, we should have, if it's already deployed, right? There you go. Yeah. So let's do that. So let's rerun this. Yep. And an error. What is an error? Oh, are we missing? Oh, the error stuff. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. So it's running. Oh, there you go. Yeah. So when it went to call the reconcile, oh, it's deprecated. When it went to run when the reconcile method ran or function ran, we already had one instance of the app deployed or the resource instance deployed, right? So it started reconciling it already, and then it said, oh, okay, yeah, we found an instance, and this is where we get all the values, I guess. Yeah, so from here, I could do app instance. Yep, I could do app, and I think spec, config ref, name, right? So let's do config map name. Let's do that. All right, makes sense. So, and then we'll fix this one. Reconciling, abandon instance found. There you go. Config map name, ec-config, right? Perfect. Let's just fix this. So is not found reports whether use is error not found. What? So errors dot is errors dot not found. Errors dot not found. Yep. So if you didn't find the object, if there's an error, etc., there's nothing to do. And then there was an error here, right? Some error. All right, perfect. So we got everything. So let's do config. Hey, Arjun, you work a lot. Yeah, so I'm working on a Kubernetes controller, and I only work on this during the weekends, Saturdays, to be specific. So it's going very slowly, but thanks for following my Istio stuff, though. All right. So random string, we'll figure it out. Let's do the deployment now. So namespace, spec, and we're copying stuff here. Name, and this is metadata. This is this object here, and then we could do labels, right? I think labels. I just GitHub Copilot is like a godsend because it's really nice. So we'll just do the app and then use whatever the app. Well, let's just do app name here, and then we'll figure this out later, right? Name, right? So just use the app name, add the label with the same name, one replica. Let's do a selector. Perfect. Match labels, app rect name. Go. Template. Perfect. Bot template. Metadata, same labels as before, so the deployment can match them. Spec. Containers. And name is going to be, just do EC API, right? And then image is going to be ideally this, but it's going to be EC image. And let's make that a const. How do you do const? Let's see, image name constant. Oh, like this. So we'll say EC app image name. Perfect. And then we'll use that here. And we'll do image pull policy. I'll just set it to never for now. Never pull image. But then we can change that later. And then we have ports. Ports. Container port. 8080. This should be ideally configurable as well. Not going to worry about it for now. Okay, then we're going to do the variables. And the variable is not going to be ConfigMap name. It will be OpenAI API key. And then value from, perfect, yeah, secret name, and then the key is going to be the same, right? Like this. I feel like there's an easier way to do this, but okay. And so this was one. Do we have? No, we don't have any more environment variables. We have a volume amount, right? Yep. And config volume. Oh, so I'm building a Kubernetes controller for Embedchain AI app. So check out the repo. Let me send you a repo link in the chat. If you want to look at the code, there's some more text written here about what I'm trying to do, but it's very not a lot of context there yet. But it's basically trying to build a custom resource and a controller that will allow me to deploy like Embedchain AI apps, right? Embedchain is something that I was looking at a couple of weeks back. So that's what I'm playing with this a little bit. So we have to mount, close this one, close this, and then we have to declare the volume as well. Config volume. Volume source is going to be ConfigMap. Yep. And the name is going to be whatever's in that name. Looks like we don't even need that namespace there. We just assume it's one more. Oh, so many. One more? What am I missing? One more. Okay. Is that it? Let's see. Is there one more? Yeah, it looks like I'm missing a closing brace somewhere. So template is closed, right? So this one is the spec, this one is deployment spec, and this one is deployment, right? Probably. Oh, I'm missing a comma. I don't know why it's not, it's format document. Yeah, I don't know why it's not formatting it, but yeah, it looks like I don't need it. I just need this one. It's one, right? There you go. Okay, and now we need, I don't know, why is this complaining? I think once we rebuild, it should work. I hope it's just the VS Code stuff. And now we need to deploy, create the, there was something else. Set the Embedchain instance as the owner and controller. Okay. Okay. Oh, you can do it that way? So set controller reference for a deployment, so you can control the deployment? I have a feeling this is not gonna, let's rerun it just to make sure. All right, there you go. There's a lot of stuff that I'm missing. What the heck? Has a lot of errors. 146. This is weird. Why is this? Comment this out. All right, I've missed something somewhere. So if I remove this, this is fine, right? Yeah. So put this one back in, then I missed something in here, or messed up something. Let's see, which one is it? Volume mounts. Is it this? Yeah. Why isn't it recognizing this? Oh. Like this? But why wasn't, okay, so let me put that back in. I think I'm missing core v1, like an import name, right? Let me just find this. Where was, oh, was it here? Yeah. Let's see if there's a GitHub here on this. No, there isn't. There's a meta v1 somewhere that we're importing. All right, so let's follow this. So core v1, meta v1. Okay. So we need meta v1, and then we need core v1, right? That should fix it. It's still complaining. That's weird. Let me take the volumes out. It's not the volumes. Let's see, environment. All right, this looks better. So pull never. Okay, so this was wrong. Actually, let's go back. This is pull never. And maybe it's one of these secret key selector, local object reference. No, that's all good. Let's see what else is broken. Oh, apps v1. Okay. So apps v1, meta v1, core v1, apps v1. No, so this should be Kubernetes IO, API, machinery, meta. No. Apps. Apps v1, is it like this? No. Like this? Oh, it's like this. It's always the simplest and stupidest things that trip you over. Oh, it's weird that I have to like remove a portion of the code for the errors to show up. That's like something's messed up with my editor settings probably. What else? Oh, we're not using this. This is fine. So this works, but when I put the environment in, it's failing. Oh, that's why. Or not. Or am I missing one more here? Yeah. Wait, so value. Let's look at this one. Secret ref name. So name and key. I have to provide a key, right? But this one is saying that it doesn't know what the key is. Too few values. All right, so value from. Oh, it's just secret key ref. Value from. Like this. And then we need a key, right? And we don't need this. Types to do. Oh, key is outside. So key is here. There we go. Yes. All right, let's rebuild. Should work now. Fingers crossed. Or maybe not. Oh, missing. Yep. Let's add that. It's why is it failing? So no required module provides apps v1. Okay, so let's see. Module. Okay. Oh, this one is wrong. So let's do APIs, apps v1, meta. Oh, there you go. API. apps v1. Let's try to read. Is it this one that it's suggesting? No, it's not. Apps v1. API. Oh, API. Like this. Yes. No. Cannot use one untyped int constant as value. Ugh. Oh, okay, so we do int 32. So like this. No. So replica needs a pointer. So I need a freaking helper function to return a what? Serious? Uh, oh my God, you need a. All right. Wasn't expecting that, but get in pointer. Let's see. Yep, that's good. Yeah, I didn't. It's complaining because I'm declaring the variable, this one, the deployment, but I'm not using it. So, okay, so now we set the controller reference to that deployment, but I don't think so. Controller util set controller reference. What does this one do? So set controller reference sets owner as a controller, owner as uncontrolled. This is used for okay, garbage collection. Only one. Okay. All right, makes sense. So we're basically saying, hey, this deployment is controlled by this controller. And then check if the deployment exists. I don't think we need to. Do we need to check? I guess we can. Yeah, there you go. It's going to create the deployment. It's so nice. As much as I'm complaining about like Copilot when it generates crappy code and well, not crappy code, but incorrect code. I also like it because it does help a lot with. I mean, it knows what's going to follow statistically from everyone else who wrote their reconcile functions before. So that's pretty nice. So I don't have to like Google and figure out what to do, but let's read it. So we're creating an empty deployment here. We're trying to get an existing one, and we're saying if there's no error, wait, no. Oh, okay. So if there are errors, right? So if the error is not nil and the error is not found, in our case, the deployment doesn't exist, then we go and say, well, go and create a new deployment using this Kubernetes deployment YAML that we declared up there. If there are no errors, just return all good. And then down here, else if, right? If there's an error, just return the error, right? And then same here, returning the error. And then once we go out, we just say all good and return nil for the error. All right, so let's build it. And now we should actually, once I create, oh, let's see what it's going to do because I already have a deployment running, right? We have one, well, not deployment, but yeah, there's going to be an error, right? Yeah. So let's delete get Embedchain apps. So we'll do delete Embedchain my app. Okay. And there's nothing. Shouldn't be anything. Okay. And now we do apply EC YAML. Now we should get a deployment, I would expect, but I think we get an error, which is good. At least we're moving somewhere. But let's see where was the error. So I don't know which one was the actual error, the latest one. So let's do it again. Delete. Okay, so reconciler error. So maybe we shouldn't fail with app not found, right? I think it's this one, right? It's not, wait, reconciler error not found. Oh, because is it this one? No. All right, so I think it's failing earlier. Oh, it actually gives us the lines, right? There you go. So 329. Oh, that's the other controller. So it gets to reconciling this guy. And then we get an error saying that app is not found. So this is this one, right? We're trying to get a app. There's no error. There's nothing to do. So let's add some logs here. So we'll say log.info. So embed is not found. And then we'll see. Let's just do it like this. Found, so returning nil. So there's no error here. And then, okay, so this is an error. Failed to get the Embedchain instance. So let's see which one actually triggers. Good. I think it works because we haven't deployed anything. So now I'll deploy the AC app. And then we get a bunch of errors because it's trying to reconcile it again over and over. Yeah. All right. So reconciling Embedchain instance found because we deployed it, right? This one, right? Config app name, yes. And then we get a reconciler error where it's saying the app not found, which is fine. This one, right? This one is returning an error. So let's do info, fail to get deployment. Oh, but it shouldn't fail, right? But let's see. I think this is the one. Let's delete and apply. There we go. It's found. Fail to get deployment. Yeah. Yes. So this is the one that fails, right? So we'll say if errors. Okay, let's see what the error is here. Let's just do this. Info. So error is okay. So let's delete. Let's rerun. And apply. Yeah, so this is trying to reconcile it multiple times. So error is not found. All right, so we do get not found, which is, I think it's fine in this case, right? If it's not found, it means that we have to create it, right? Yeah, but it's, why isn't it doing this, right? Let's do this. Let's run it. Let's apply it. Oh. Checking if deployment already exists. Yeah, but there's nothing, right? It's not going to exist anyway because, oh, it would be in there, so it's not there. Yeah, but it should go and create, right? Why isn't it going in here? Yeah, that's the old one. Why doesn't it get in here? So we don't need this. So we know that error is set. This is the error. And over here, we're checking if the error is not found, which means, I think this is just checks for the string, I think. Let's see. Standard errors is variable. I guess, but let's go here. And let's do this. I just want to see that. If it's failing because, or not entering the if statement because of that second portion. But it should. That's what I would assume that .errors.is is doing. Okay, let's apply. There you go. So that was the problem, right? But anyway, so now we should have a deployment, I think. There you go, my app. Perfect. Let's look at the pod. My app, it's running. There you go, it's there. Now we need to do the service as well. So let's do the same way and just assume that nothing is there, and we'll clean it up later. How about we do something like this? I think that's how we could do it. So Embedchain. So what is this is the reconciler, yes. But then we'll do not a public one, but we'll do a private method function. It'll do create deployment, right? Create deployment, app instance. What else does it need? It needs the request, right? What is the request? It's this. So pass in the request as well. What else do we need? We don't need this because we'll create it. And it will return the, what do we need? I think it's just going to return this, the result and the error. Just trying to clean it up a little bit so it's easier to read. So I'll do this here, and we'll create a deployment here. Yep, so we have the deployment, and then we can do the owner and reference. Let's just do the everything in here. And then we do this there as well. This. Okay. And like this, right? Oh, and we need a log. Like this. This. And over here, we'll say info, creating deployment. Name, rec name. Yeah. Rec name is the actual like Embedchain app, right, that we're passing in. Where was I? So reconcile. So we have that there. Don't need it. Need it. We don't need this. And then over here, we can just say create the deployment. There you go. Result, deployment, result, result. Then we can check, right? If it's not null, fail to create deployment. There you go. Okay. No, we don't even need this, right? Let's just do it this way. All right. So this is deployment. And then we also need another one because we'll create a function service. So same thing, Embedchain reconciler, create service. And what do we need for service? Oh, wow. Nice. There you go. Let's see. And then we'll parse it or go through it. So request, app instance, creating service. So app, yep. App. Target port is going to be 8000. And this will be, what was that function that we added? Get int pointer. Get int pointer. And this will be 8000, right? Or is this even a int? Oh, there's a, oh, int or string. Can it be a string? No way. No, it can't. int str from string. Oh, there you go. Let's use that one up there as well, or down here, I guess. In the deployment, right? So instead of this, let's do from string. Just do one. Oh, see, but this one is not work. Oh, because this one is actually requires a pointer. The one up there doesn't. Yep, this one doesn't. Okay. Supports. Do we need a name? Yeah, let's do it. Why not? Name is HTTP. Protocol target port. That's all. Set the owner reference again. Controller reference. And create a new service. And that's it. So we have the service as well. Do the same thing. Create service. Fail to create service. There you go. So let's try it. So let's see. Oh, let's see what happens if I delete this app. Will it delete the deployment as well? It's not gonna, no. So we need to, wait, where was that? Create service, create deployment. It's over here, right? So Embedchain, if it's not, instance not found, how do we know what is the, let's do this. Cube builder. How do I know if user is deleting a resource? Finalizer, is it? So let's see. So finalizer loss controller, asynchronous pre-delete hook. Let's say you create an external resource for each object. You want to now delete. Yes. Update what? Presence of deletion timestamp indicates that it's being deleted. So okay, so if the object is not being then add the finalizer. Are back. It's fine. Okay, reconcile. So unable to get, ignore not found. Oh, maybe we'll do this as well, right? So we'll do. So if error is not. Oh, okay. Finalizer. How? Oh, that's how you do it. So let's do. So let's see. Okay, so app. So we probably go here and say check if the object is being deleted, and if so, handle it. Okay. Oh, nice. So if app instance, if it's 0, right? Okay, so if it's 0, then what the object is not being deleted. So if it does not have our finalizer, then let's add an update. This is equivalent of, oh, okay, so we're registering it here. So here we're saying if not controller util contains finalizer app instance. Yeah, let's say this is our finalizer name. So let's go up to consts. Say finalizer name. Go. Oh, I think these are not uppercase, right? Are the constants uppercase? Is that the guidance for Go? Anyone knows? I'm not sure. Well, let's say it is. I don't think it is, though, but let's say it is. So if it doesn't contain that finalizer, we are adding a finalizer, and then we're updating the instance. And this is just so it can re-trigger reconcile again. And then the second time around, it's going to go through this one, through this other, the else statement. And then if controller contains finalizer, yes. And if it's our finalizer, okay, finalize, we'll create this. And then remove the finalizer. Okay, so this is all the same. And then down here, we'll do the function. Embedchain app reconciler and finalize Embedchain app. And what does it take in? Context and the app instance. Oh, wow. Finalizing, delete the deployment, exactly what we needed. Let me just see how it knows which deployment to get. So client, what is client? We don't know. Oh, it's just a namespace. Okay, so it's using get with the instance namespace and name to get the deployment. So associated deployment, I guess, and deleting it, and then the same thing for service, and then deleting the service. I'll be surprised if this works, but it's not a good thing to say. But so get it. Fail to delete, and then if we get to here, we actually deleted it. So we'll say info deleted deployment, and then the same thing here. If we got to here, we'll say that we deleted the service, just so we know. And this stays the same. All right, so let's do. So I'll delete whatever was deployed. Oh, I deleted it already, I guess. And yeah, okay, so these are the old things that are running from before. And let's rerun this. So let's do get. There's nothing. Perfect. There's nothing here. So let's apply it. All right, so it fails with what? Oh, there you go. Port number must contain at least one letter. What? Target port? No, it doesn't. It's actually failing on the service. Well, let's do from int, right? There you go. Let's see if this is probably going to make it happy. Let's see. So delete this. Deploy, delete, deploy my app. And the service failed, right? Yeah. Let's rerun this. I don't think I actually deleted the ECNs. I didn't. There you go. Yeah, let's see. So this should kick off the reconcile. Oh, but now I can't delete the because the deployment is not there, right? Oh, wrong one. Oh, I should have keep it running. There you go. Maybe I've gotten into a weird state here now. So let's do this. Let's apply it. Oh, it's going to be being deleted. So now it's probably failed to get deployment, but this is in the finalizer. Yeah. So let's say we're going to ignore if there's errors just for testing. But I guess in the real world, you would have to figure out how to deal with this, right? Like what happens if someone, like if a user deletes the deployment before they delete the resource, right? Where is our delete? There it is. So fail to get the deployment. We're just returning null. We'll log the error. Well, we'll do a warning, right? Is there a warning? There's no warning. Error it is. Okay, failed to get the deployment, and then same thing here, but we're going to return nil so it doesn't fail, right? We're not going to block. That's what I'm trying to say. So nil here as well. We just want to log the error. Okay. So now if we run it, this should go through. And we should be able to delete, or maybe not. Is this still being deleted here? Oh, now it's gone. Yeah, now it's gone. So this one is settled now. It's not? Still complaining that the app doesn't exist. All right, now we're in a clean state. There's nothing deployed, right? Nope. All good. Now we can apply it. All good. Created the service, created the deployment. Let's double check. Get service. Yay, there you go. So my app. So we can now do, did we do 8080? Port forward. So service, my app, 8000, 8080. And let's do localhost 8000. Boom, there you go. Yeah, so we could add a source, whatever. This is like solved problem at this point. Let's look at the pod is there. So my app is running. Yep, there you go. We got the responses there, so it's going there. And now if we delete EC apps or Embedchain app. So if we delete, oh, we can now do describe, right? Describe, embed, chain app, my app, right? And then you get, now you can do the describe and everything. And then we can delete, Embedchain app, my app. So it was deleted. Let's see. The deployment is gone and the service is gone as well. And there shouldn't be any errors here. Bleh. Yeah. I don't know why is this still failing though, because it did. I'll have to read up more on the reconcile loop. Maybe there's some like obvious thing that I'm missing. So we created it, reconciling. There's the finalizer. It deletes the deployment. It deletes the service. Oh, and then tries to reconcile it again afterwards, and then it fails to get the instance because it's not there, right? Because we deleted it. Failed to get. So it comes here. So if it's not found, then we can ignore it, right? Why is it saying error reading the object? Oh, yeah, I think it's this error is not found is tripping us up, right? Because it is not found. See it here. It's not found, but this one is not, So let's do this. So let's do if error is not nil, and then if error, let's do go string includes, strings contains. Okay, so it's strings dot contains. So we'll check if the error contains the string not found, and then go in here. What value of function? Oh, it's a function. There you go. Then we'll get in here, right? Because it's going to say, oh, it's not found, nothing we can do, return null. And then over here, there's some other error that has happened, right? All right, so let's cancel out. Let's rerun it. Let's try it again, and then we'll wrap it up. I think I made good progress here today. Nothing. Apply. Yep. Let's go here. Created deployment, created service. Check. Service. Deploy. Yep. So the my app and my app. I know the naming is not perfect, but at least it matches the right. Maybe that's the next thing that we could do. We could customize. I guess the service name would be more important to customize, I guess, to the users, right? Than the deployment itself. But anyway, so we have that there, and then we can do delete, deleted. There you go. Yep, now it goes here and said embed instance not found, returning nil, which is fine, right? Because, oh, let's just double check that everything is gone. Yep, this is the old one. Perfect. Service. Excellent. All right, so this was good. Let's do the, what did I want? There was one thing that I wanted to do. It was here, right? Where we were saying if strings, right? Strings contains, if it's not found, then do this. It's found and do this. We don't need an else here, do we? Let's see. So if there's an error creating the deployment, we want to return that error. But if it isn't, or here, we'll just return nil. And then in that case, we don't need an else, right? Because we're returning there. But we do need a log here that says failed to get deployment. And this was failure due to some other reasons, right? Not due to not found. And then we can do the same with service. Here, right? Say if service is not found, create, save. If we get to here, we can return. If we get to here, there's another error, failed to get service. There you go, perfect. All right. Let's commit this. So I'll commit this one. I'm not going to commit this one. There's not much value there. Yep, we have that. There's a bunch of stuff that we've changed. Majority here in the controller file. And I think these were all... there you go. So if it's not false, then we're setting up the... Yeah, then it sets up the actual webhook. That's why you had to set that environment variable before running. Oh, actually, let's see. Do I have that in the comments or in the docs? Yeah, we do. Okay. All right. So let's commit this. So we said everything except this example. Let's add. Let's see what the add new configure. Sure. Go push. Awesome. I'll just double check that it's there. Oops. Repo. Yep. Perfect. All right. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you next week.